So I'm out here scouting this morning and I'm really excited at what I found. This tree behind me is a white oak and a permission piece that I have to hunt, and it's one that I've taken and been around a lot of deer on. And so I'm really excited to see that it's got a lot of acorns this year. So one thing to keep in mind is while you're out scouting, if you start to see these acorns, like right now here in the mountains, you can see what they're gonna be. They're big enough to see just with your bare eyes all the way up. If you go to the areas that you hunt, most of the time there's gonna be white oaks or red oaks, but specifically white oaks, here it would be chestnut oaks too, that they really prefer. For some reason, not all acorns are created equal, and if there's certain trees that have sweeter acorns or something different about them, but for whatever reason, every deer will go to that tree in place of the other. So if you hunt somewhere, get out and check those trees where you see deer favor anyway, and if they hit, you should be grinning, because the deer this year are going to do the same thing that they did last year when it comes to that. They're going to choose this tree. For me, this tree is exactly like that. I've been on a lot of deer right here, and I feel really good about sitting in that tree right there here in about a month. Speaking of feed trees though, when I'm out here scouting, I want to see 4 things before I'm going to hunt on it in September. If you've followed along over the years, you've seen we've had a lot of success in the early season, that first week of season. Actually, I would say that I would trade you the first week of season for any week in the rut, any day of the week. The first week is absolutely deadly, and for reasons like this. The 4 things that I'm looking for with a feed tree before I'm going to set up on it, or before I'm excited about setting up on it, number 1 is location. There's acorns throughout the woods. Here in the east and here in the Appalachian Mountains, there are a lot of oak trees. And so that means on years there's a lot of acorns. It's hard sometimes to narrow down exactly where they're going to be, right? Well, for me, number 1 is location, just like real estate. Where does that deer want to be anyway? So this one is really good because it's on this field edge, and they'll a lot of times hug this cover as they work down into these bottoms in the evening. There's also a tree that bottlenecks them down because this tree fell over in Hurricane Helene last year, and it kind of bumps it out right underneath my stand, which is fantastic. So location is really, really, really important. That's where you're going to get more concentration of deer in daylight, and you should pay attention to where it's actually at, because if they want to be there anyway, you're probably going to be in really good shape. Number 2, does it have a good amount of acorns, and are there holes on the ground? When I'm looking on the ground, I want to see acorns and holes. If I see that, I know that the deer have been there. I know that it's not like they've ate them all and then left. They're still coming back, and so that's really important. The next thing I want to see would be poop. I want to see deer poop, and I want to see it wet, and I want it to be super fresh. And that tells me that they're using this a lot. They're spending time here. It's not just a drive-by type situation. They're spending time on this tree, and if I spend time on this tree, I'm probably going to get an opportunity. I see a lot of people like, man, that tree was tore up, and what they're looking at is turkey sign or squirrel sign or something of the nature. They're not looking at deer sign. So that poop just guarantees what you're looking at. I want to see fresh poop before I'm really excited. The last thing, if I have this, it's just icing on the cake. I want to see fresh rubs. So little saplings, typically the little green things, man, if they're broke in half or broke over and it looks violent, oh my gosh, I get excited. So when I'm hunting transition areas and things like that, I may be looking for bigger rubs, but in this kind of situation, any rubs get me excited, because these bucks are in bachelor groups, and a lot of times they're hanging out, and they're the testosterone or their hormones or whatever's going on, and a lot of times they start tearing up little trees, and when they're there, those little rubs are going to be there. Those are just 4 things that have helped me over the years with feed trees, and man, just talking about it gets me jacked up, because it's going to be here in a month. Hey, go out and shoot your bow today. Maybe get out and find a feed tree and get yourself better prepared for this fall, because man, it is coming.